grab some coffee, grab a blanket, and grab your tickets to Chattanooga because the BlueCross Bowl finals are set. Good morning to each and every one of you. Welcome in to the 615 Preps Scoreboard presented by Fifth Gear Technology Concepts. My name is Chris Brooks. And the rest of the crew joining me this morning, Scott, Cam, and KJ. Joe's going to be in the comments. His voice is still not 100% back, so he's going to get to lurk a little bit and moderate things this morning. But the rest of the guys are here. So, guys, as we look at this 1A final, a lot of interesting championship games on the horizon here this next week in Chattanooga. Actually, I'm going to drop this for just a second so we can go for why here. The biggest thing you saw last night from what you were watching, I'll start with you, Scott. You were over at Pearl-Cohn. So Firebirds make it another trip to Chattanooga. So great for them, obviously.
Yeah, great night for them. They a big night for the community there as Tony Brunetti becomes the winningest coach in Pearl history. That team has yet to play their best game. They're still in search of it. But let me tell you, those guys are in. They really are in search of that gold ball, and that is their primary focus this year.
166 wins for Tony Brunetti. He is number one in Metro Nashville public school history. So obviously a great win there. Congratulations to Coach Brunetti. And actually you'll hear from him here in a little bit when we go through those highlights as well. KJ, Cam, you guys got to monitor some stuff last night. And Cam, I'll start with you. You were keeping an eye on the stuff in East Tennessee and with Oakland and East Robertson and Upperman and Greenville. What stood out to you?
Yeah, what really stood out to me was the resilience of that Oakland team. They jump up 17-0 on a good Bradley Central team, and then sort of like the Riverdale game, kind of relaxed a little bit. And Bradley come all the way back to tie it at 17, and then Oakland found another gear in the second half and was able to pull away for a 38-17 win instead of, winding up losing like they did against Riverdale. They were able to find that second gear and get things back corrected. East Robertson, Isaiah Groves, man, another great night against a really good York defense. That game got sloppy a couple different times, and the referees, it wasn't officiated very well, and they lost control of the game. They had a couple times where they had to clear off the field and all these other different kinds of things. But one of the wildest games I've seen. East Robertson was up 35-7 with 8 minutes to go, and wound up having to pick up a first down to seal the deal with under a minute and a half to go and pull out a 35-31 win. And then, as you said, Upperman Greenville, probably maybe not the best game of the night. That Paige Southwind game was a good one, but definitely up there, a 21-14 win for the Upperman Bees as they make their first ever trip to Chattanooga, and by doing so, they outrushed the Green Devils 312 to 16 yards last night. So,
well, I'm going to go ahead and post this because Joe's already started this morning. He says I'm alive. Also, Cam got 6 of 9, right? Not 7 of 9. His math ain't mathing.
Hey,
it's 9 of 12. It's 9 of 12, by the way, not 6 of 9. So,
well,
so math ain't mathing on both sides here.
My comment is for the state championship games. We have Middle Tennessee teams in 7 out of 9 state championship games. Come on, Joe.
Fair enough. AJ, what you got for me?
So I was watching the Paige and Southwind game, and I felt like Paige really did a good job getting after Southwind early. I feel like Southwind hasn't had any pressure put on them early. We talked about that defensive line all through the show for the last few weeks, and they definitely came and they got after it early. I think they had about 4 first half sacks. Don't quote me on that, but they did get after it early, like I expected. And then the East Robertson game. It was a interesting game to watch. York had a couple penalties, had people ejected. East Robertson had a couple penalties, had people ejected. Like Cam said, officiating got out of hand sometimes, but ultimately East Robertson got the job done, and that's what we like to see.
Yeah, just some quick numbers on that. East Robertson had 14 penalties for 150, and York had 11 for 120. So
yeah, Yeah, Lauren, I lost my voice in that page gave me chest pains. Lauren, I feel you there. Yeah, because a lot of people had their hearts in their throats, especially with 90 seconds to go. We'll go over that in a little bit, and yeah, it was just a wild finish at Page, and we'll hit that up in the highlights here in just a bit. Let's go ahead and bring back that bracket with 1A. South Pitt and Mackenzie. South Pitt 31-6 winners over Oliver Springs. Mackenzie 25-14 winner over Dresden. So
Yeah, South Pitt lost their quarterback to a sprained ankle early on the first drive. Actually, Camden Wellington goes down, but no matter. They ended up rushing for 338 yards on 42 carries and made quick work of Oliver Springs. Mackenzie was a little bit tougher. That Dresden game, actually, that game was Mackenzie was up, I think 14-0 in the third quarter. At the end of the third quarter, and no, 14-0 in the third quarter. It was 14-12 at the end of the third, and 7:34 left. Mackenzie took their first lead on a short run, and then they got a capper with less than 2 minutes remaining. So Mackenzie really had to come back in that game against a very good Dresden team.
yep.
Yeah, it's actually going to be the third time I believe that these two teams have faced off for the third time that these two teams have faced off for the state championship. And Mackenzie is 0-2 in the first two meetings. 2007, South Pittsburgh put it on them pretty good, and then a 24-21 win for the Pirates just 2 years ago. So Mackenzie makes their third straight appearance in the 1A state championship game, and South Pittsburgh is, kind of got a home field advantage there playing in Chattanooga, but
As usual.
yeah, but hopefully Camden Wellington being out could, if that is the case, if he's if he's not 100%, that could help Mackenzie's chances for sure. But as South Pittsburgh showed last night, they got several horses in the barn, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yep.
That's the afternoon game on Friday in Chattanooga. Take note of that time. That's 2 p.m. Central Time. It'll be a 3 p.m. Eastern Time kickoff between Mackenzie and South Pittsburgh. All right. Yeah, Cam just talked about this one. 35-31 East Robertson over York. The Indians do get to 13-1. They do get Chattanooga for the first time ever, but they do have a penalty problem.
Yeah, and I don't want to knock them too bad because they did really well in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
They were up, I believe, 21-7 at half, and even in the third quarter. I mean, they just lost their composure in the fourth quarter a couple different times, and they wound up with 14 penalties, but there was a couple instances where they got 2 or 3 on the same play.
Right.
With after the whistle stuff, and that wasn't all they're doing. York was right there with them. It was really two teams that we describe York as being gritty, but they were after. It's like they were ticked off last night. There were several late hits throughout the game from York, and East Robertson took it just about as long as they could, and then with the referees not having control of the situation, pardon my language, but all hell broke loose at one point in time. So
went from sandpaper to saw blades, basically.
Yeah.
Big night for Isaiah Groves, though. 30 carries, 240 yards, 3 touchdowns. So Groves doing what Groves does in that game. York hasn't seen an offense put this kind of points on the board against them this year, and I imagine they kind of took it personally.
York's season ends with a 13-1 record. East Robertson also 13-1. They've got the afternoon game on Saturday against Riverside, who beat Fairleigh 32-14 in that other semifinal.
Yeah. Go ahead, Scott.
Well, I was going to say that the Riverside Fairleigh game was 16-14 at the end of the third, but Riverside doubled it up in the fourth quarter, get another 16 points there. So Fairleigh played them fairly close for most of the game before putting it away late.
Nice execution, Scott. Well done.
But yeah,
some new blood here in the 2A final, which is always nice to see.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
It is, and Riverside was there last year, but had to go home with silver. You know, they went home with silver in a close game against a really athletic Tyner team, team that was really good.
Yeah.
But this is a very good running back matchup. Desmond Thomas versus Isaiah Groves. Is going to be, as Joe said, get your popcorn ready. Because that's pretty much what you're going to get. And this thing could turn into a shootout if East Roberts can limit the penalties and, keep their composure a little bit better.
Yeah.
And that's going to be important because teams know now that if that they can get them off their game if they do that. They have to absolutely maintain their composure because they're going to get lured into stuff that they don't want to be lured into if they're not careful.
Yeah, one thing to note, East Robertson will be down a lineman in this game thanks to the York game. So,
yeah, one of the ejections is going to force a automatic 1-game suspension. And that's a championship game they're going to miss. It's kind of unfortunate for East Robertson, but those are the rules. Right. East Nashville goes back for a third time, 33-19 over Dyersburg. The Eagles now 12-2, and they get another shot at Alcoa.
Yeah, that sophomore running back duo is clicking right now, son. KJ Johnson and Elijah Usher have just been killing it for the Eagles, and Dyersburg hung tough for a long time here, but East Nashville was able to score one late and pull away.
Yeah, KJ Johnson, 101 rushing yards, 2 scores. He had a 52-yarder. As I said on Wednesday, Martez Lamb was going to be very important. He was 9 of 15 for 110 yards, had a 16-yard touchdown run. As Cam said, Elijah Usher was a factor. He had a 78-yard kickoff return. And my understanding is that right prior to that, he dropped a pass, and he went back to the coach and demanded that he get the ball again. Took the pooch kick 78 yards to the house to atone for his error. They ended up with 19 points in the second half. East Nashville does to put the Trojans away.
Pretty good called shot there by Elijah Usher.
Yeah.
If you're going to demand it, you better take it to the house.
Yep.
So the Eagles get the morning kickoff on Friday, win that 3A championship game. And, of course, it is Alcoa, 38-7 winners over Giles County. Here we go again, part 3 between these two.
Yeah, last year they were right there. Had a hiccup right before the half that cost them 10 points and ultimately gave Alcoa a lot of momentum heading into the half. And Alcoa was able to pull away and win that thing. I think the final was 45-26. But yeah, East Nashville, I'm not sure nobody expected them to be here again, losing as many seniors as they did, but not a lot of people. But definitely uphill battle still against Alcoa.
Yeah, Alcoa, Eli Graff, 242 yards passing. We talked about Brandon Winton. He had 3 catches, but it was 147 yards. Elijah Cannon, 158 yards. I think the marquee matchup is probably going to be Winton against Jordan Houston in that game. And that's going to be very, very interesting to see if East Nashville can shut some part of that game down.
Cam, I'm going to take your side here on this one. You were correct. Giles did put up some points on Alcoa. They put up 7.
They put up 7.
And I believe
7 is some points.
It was 21-7 at half, I believe. So
yeah, he was not wrong in this assessment. It just wasn't, 20.
Hey Joe, I'll double down. East Nashville's going to put up points on Alcoa too.
Yeah, I can back him on that one.
Yeah. The odds are in your favor.
10 a.m. Central Time kickoff for Alcoa and East Nashville on Friday morning. So, get your coffee for that one. That could be a very good ball game if East Nashville can just play clean and not have the special teams mistakes that have played in the last 2 years.
Yep.
Yeah, and one big factor, if they can get after Cody Bagok, that could be a big boost for that Eagle defense.
Well, Scott, you were over at Pearl-Cohn last night. Let's see some highlights from this one.
Yeah, electric atmosphere. The stands were packed on the Pearl side. Here we're going to see Zion Simpson finish off the opening drive with this 15-yard scamper. Pearl's up 7-0. Pearl again plagued with penalties. After a Cam Miller run, he caps it off with a short dive, and we're tied at 7. Just minutes later, though, Zion Simpson gets this TD from 40. Gets this one from 7 yards out. He had another one from 45 yards out that I missed, and it's 21-7 Firebirds. Then you get this long run here. This drive was extended by personal foul, and Monty Williams dials it in from 55, and it's 21-14. But the Firebirds, 28 seconds left in the half, and this is Javion Kennard, and just watch him cut. It's insane. And he drags the defender in. 10 seconds left in the half. It's 28-14 at the half. Smith again, this time from 2 yards out. This is his 4th on the night. 35-14 to Pearl. Haywood mishandles a kickoff, and they score. Malachi Cromwell scores. Malachi Cromwell here, he gets 2 on the night.
What was your focus this week?
Just be dominant, be us, play us, and that's what we came out here and did. Pearl-Cohn football.
Now, you guys had some struggles early, but you really kind of you got that first touchdown, but then you kind of started getting penalties and that. How do you keep focused when you have that kind of frustration?
It's all about staying focused. We done been in situations like this, time and time again. So, come in, listen to coach, give us advice, come out, play hard, finish the game.
What would it mean to you to go back to Chattanooga and with a chance to bring home the gold ball?
I'm trying to do it this time. I'm trying to bring it back. We're going to come back with it this time. We got it.
What would it mean to Coach Brunetti to bring it back?
Everything. It'll mean everything to us to win it for him.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's the all-time wins here at Pearl-Cohn. I mean, what does a coach like Coach Brunetti bring to you guys on the field and off the field?
Just an amazing coach. Almost like another father figure. Sticks his necks out for us on and off the field. So we love him for it.
Well, you guys get to go back to Chattanooga, head south.
Yes, sir.
What do you guys got to do to bring it home this time?
Work hard. Work. That's it. Work.
Well, you guys get the chance. We'll see you next week.
Yes, sir.
And congratulations.
Thank you.
Headed to Chattanooga, what does that mean? What does that mean to you to get back to Chattanooga with a chance to bring home the gold?
It's big for us, actually big, but celebrate the weekend. After the weekend, we back to business Monday.
They, you guys start out pretty hot, and then you have those mistakes. How do you keep your team focused after you have so many mistakes and it kind of gets discouraging?
It's about being in them situations daily, going out there throughout the year, being in them situations, knowing what to do and help in the long run.
You had that long delayed screen, and I think that kind of really took the wind out of them. Really got you guys going. Walk me through that screen if you can, because that was just a piece of work.
I kind of knew I knew he was going to do it to me somehow. I previously scored off that earlier this season. But just cut, run. That's all he knows is run.
What does it mean to have a coach like Coach Brunetti, who's all-time wins here at Pearl? What's it mean to him, and what would it mean to you to get a gold ball for him?
It's a big thing for him, knowing it's a tradition and knowing a lot about him, his resume, what he like to do. But a lot of people doesn't know, like he actually care about kids, no matter who you get in or not. Like this week, I'm not 100%, but we went through so much this week. He went through so much for me to get me back ready for Friday. Monday, I couldn't run, couldn't walk, none of that. I know he care about us a lot.
I'm not sure. I think you guys have Upperman coming up in Chattanooga.
Wasn't expecting them, but can't underestimate them either.
Yeah. You all ready? You all ready to go?
Yeah, I got faith in my dogs for sure. I know we're going to do that Saturday.
I was going to ask you about your offensive line. They seem to really come through for you.
Yeah, a lot. I love him to death.
Well, hey, we'll see you in Chattanooga.
Yes,
Congratulations.
sir.
Enjoy the win.
Thank you.
48-20. Coming into this week, what did you game plan for with Haywood?
That quarterback got hurt. So, you know, they got 2 running backs that are phenomenal. On the 3 and 33, them fellas can play football. They run the ball.
Yeah, it seemed like the Wildcat that they were running kept them moving.
We took a chance. We said they're gonna beat us. They're gonna throw the ball, and that's why they got some big runs, touchdown runs, because we ain't no free safety. We said we're gonna set out this run deal, and when they get it, they get it. And we just got to control the gaps and tackle.
You get out in front. Zion just had some really good runs in the first half, but Javian Kennard, electric. What does it mean to have 2 backs like that in your backfield?
Actually, we got 3.
3. Because Malachi,
Malachi got hurt his shoulder the first half. We lost 5 games with him, but he's came back in that role and rotated. Really, all 3 of them probably only get like 10 carries a game, but when they do run the ball, they run hard. They run hard, man. I want him to do some balls after y'all. It's been a rough summer for him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But for him to have 2 touchdowns night too, but also to be back playing, he messed his shoulder pretty bad.
Yeah. And I talked to him tonight about that, and he was excited to be back on the field.
Yeah, man.
Getting back to Chattanooga how does that mean to your team to get a chance to come back?
We still got to win that big thing. We got to be more efficient. We're not efficient enough yet.
Yeah,
we're not there yet.
He had. I don't think, and correct me if I'm wrong, you're still waiting to play your best game.
Yeah, we have not played it. We haven't played a solid. We haven't played a really solid game yet. You know, even with CPA wild, they hellified. They played, but we knew that would be a physical ass football game. The thing I saw in the fourth quarter of that game that we made less mistakes they make, and that's big for us for being in the city school to be disciplined enough not to make mistakes against a good team.
Right.
We ain't played that type of level in a while. Now we got to pick it up on both sides. Best team made a lot of plays tonight.
Yeah.
And we need to win that phase, and we did. Now we still got to play. We still ain't played our best ball. We still ain't pick yet.
I mean, that was a tremendous play, recovering that fumble down there on that kick. I mean, and then you had the fumble over here. I mean, you did win the turnover battle tonight.
Yeah, and we got you. You have to. We've been doing pretty good. We probably averaging about 3 or 4 turnovers a game. We have.
Yeah. Your defense played very well tonight, aside from a couple of big plays.
Yeah, but I knew we'll give a big play. If it happened, they're going to win with the catch. You know what I'm saying? We just got to do our best try to run them down. Yeah. We got no speed to run people down. But they're a good team, man. That guy, they 8-2, y'all, season. Through all the bad things that happened, new change of coach, and they still came in and played hard. They still made it to the semifinals. So I got a lot of respect for them kids. Them kids play hard.
Well, Coach, you get another chance to go down to Chattanooga. What do you guys got to do this time, do you think, to bring it home?
We got to play a complete game. We got to dominate we got to play from first quarter to the fourth quarter, not the third, not the fourth, not the second and third. We need to start quarter 1 and finish out 4 straight quarters of playing hard football. And if we do that, we'll have a chance to win the ball game.
Now, Coach, on a personal note, you are the now hold the record here. You had a big celebration there. I think your players loved it for you.
Yeah,
what does it mean to you?
Well, to me, it's just another number to me. I'm seeing what I love. Y'all understand me. It ain't about wins and losses to me. It's about seeing them successful. It's about me working my butt off to try to get them to school somewhere, academic scholarship or athletic scholarship, some kind of way to build themselves in life. That's my goal. No matter what, the L's and W's, they play hard for me. They know I play hard for me because I play hard for them in life. You know what I'm saying? Not just in school, outside school, both. I'm always there for them. And my coaches are. So that's why the kids play hard for me. I'm genuine. I'm not faking. I'm real with it. This is me.
Well, Coach, I know they want to get it for you, and I know that they love you for it. Congratulations. Good luck next week. We'll see you in Chattanooga.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, 48-20, that final Pearl-Cohn over Haywood. And we'll bring everybody back in.
Yeah.
Tony Brunetti said it best right there. I mean, they love him because of him. They play hard for him because he played hard for them in life. I mean, that's a great quote.
Absolutely, and we've known that, we've seen it. No, after games before they got the turf, he's out there. He was out there working on the fields. He was the last person off the field every night. He was always checking on his players whether they're injured. I caught him in the 2 weeks ago when Joe and I were there. He's working on the sidelines repairing a helmet during the game. I mean, the man just works tirelessly for those kids, and it's genuine. It is absolutely genuine. It's not just coach speak. And truthfully, when they did hold their celebration and they're all dancing around him there at midfield and holding up a jersey, he had number 1 in a frame. He ducked out and ran the other way, just trying to get out of there because he is so much promoting the kids. But I want to be there when this team plays their best game, because if they do, there's not a team in this state that can beat them. They just have so much talent and so much will. And let me tell you, Zion Simpson-Smith is an absolute beast. And Javion Kennard is electric. But Malachi Cromwell, you're so happy for him being injured and coming in. If they can straighten out because they took 2 scores off the board. Javion scored, pulled off the board for holding. Zion had a touchdown pulled off the board because of holding. If they can control the penalties, then there's not a team out there that can play with them, in my opinion.
Well, Upperman's going to get the chance with that 21-14 win at Greenville. Upperman's challenge is going to be dealing with fresh legs in that 3-headed backfield for the Pearl-Cohn Firebirds when you've got Kennard and you've got Zion Simpson-Smith and Malachi Cromwell. I mean, and Brunetti said it. I mean, they're only getting 10, 12 carries a game, but those 10, 12 carries are max effort.
Well, and what I saw last night is going to play into this game coming up. They ran shotgun most of not shotgun, but Wildcat. Haywood did, because their quarterback was injured, and Brunetti just basically pulled everybody up. The 2 big runs that they had were because they found a seam and there was nobody. Once they got to second level, there was nobody from Pearl there. They won't do that against Upperman, even though Upperman's got a very mobile quarterback in Bronson Chaff. So it's going to be an interesting matchup, because I think having a quarterback that can throw like Chaffin does is going to be a factor.
I don't expect Upperman to throw the ball a lot. I don't. They've perfected that recipe the last couple of weeks. They had a drive against Macon, 20 plays, 10 minutes, 56 seconds. Their second touchdown drive last night took up over 9.5 minutes off the clock. That is the recipe for Upperman to stay in a game that they're not supposed to win a game that they're not supposed to. And they perfected it. Now, have they played the athletes that Pearl has? No, not even close. But, that's the challenge for Coach Brunetti, is to get those athletes out in space and let them do their thing. Because Javion, man, all the highlights he's had this year, I believe he's snatched more ankles than Allen Iverson. So, I mean, it's just, hey, and I did peep the LSU gloves there, buddy. Maybe the orange and white wake up one day.
Yeah, it was a tremendous win. But hey, Upperman beating Greenville, what a game! Chaffin, we talked, he had 130 yards passing and 2 touchdowns, and their running back there
his
had
touchdowns were rushing.
Yeah.
Touchdowns were rushing. They outrushed a great Greenville running back. Outrushed them 312 to 16. So.
Yeah. So Upperman's got it, and Upperman held a good Greenville offense to 14 points. So they stand more than a chance if they can play Pearl, and Pearl makes mistakes that puts them in a bad spot. So this is a very interesting matchup.
Potential to have a pretty darn good crowd too, because this is the first kickoff on Saturday, as opposed to Friday, which means you're going to get more people down there. And for both those fan bases, that's a good thing. It could be a pretty good crowd.
I don't think just everybody in Baxter. I think everybody in Cookville will be down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to take a quick break and hear from our playoff sponsors from Python Line Sets. We're back in 100 seconds. All right, back with it here on the Scoreboard Show. Let's go ahead and get into some more highlights. We're headed back to Rutherville. Paige hosting Southwind in the 5A semifinals. Students are ready, obviously, and both sides ready for what turned out to be a physical contest and a defensive one at that. Off. Eric Hazard, Brendan Ains meet me at the ball carrier. They did just that in the backfield early on in this one. Southwind lucky to stay out of their own end zone here. Ains and Hudson Anderson on this combined tackle. They force a Southwind punt early. Kelvin Perkins, Mr. Football finalist, in scramble mode all night long. Eli Whitson gets home for the sack here. No fumble there. They ruled him down there in this one. Paige finally breaks through as Ethan Cunningham finds the end zone from 3 yards out in the second quarter. 7-0 Paige. Offense continued to move a little bit. Calvin Guitarba with his catch here to put them into Southwind territory, but Paige could not score on this possession. Brendan Ains gets home again with another sack on purpose. He had 2 on the night. Paige had 5 total. 33-yard field goal from Zane Cannon puts them up 10-0 in the third. And then a long run here from Cunningham as he finds some space on the left side and gets down the sideline deep into Southwind territory. But again, Paige could not score. Deep shot from Perkins. He was looking for one all night long. Here he's going to find Jeremiah Campbell on the deep reception. And Southwind in business, they would score on this possession. Hopefully we can get a clip of that because somebody got blocked off by a referee. Big hit by Hudson Anderson right there. And then on the back end, Perkins looking for another deep shot. Number 4 is there. Hudson Anderson with the interception inside the 5. This one came about 6 minutes to go. Paige looking to run the clock out, but they fumbled after having a touchdown called back due to a hold. 90 seconds to go. Southwind has a chance to win it, but then Eric Hazard on 3rd down gets home for the sack. Southwind with no timeouts has to scramble the field goal unit out as time winds down. The kick was nowhere close, and Patriots survive 10-7. They're headed back to Chattanooga for the 3rd straight year.
Got Eric Hazard with me. Paige survives and advances 10-7 over Southwind in the 5A semifinals. A frantic 90 seconds where you go from needing to get a first down to clinch the game to having to play defense one more time. What's the emotion like after the fumble that gave Southwind another possession?
I know they were on top of the roof right there, but us as a defense, we come in no matter what. We're going to show what we are no matter if it's late in the game and we have to make a point or if it's early and we had the lead. We came out and did what we needed to do.
That sack of Perkins on 3rd down is going to go down in one of the biggest plays in Paige High School history.
For sure.
I mean, in your career, have you ever felt like you made a bigger play than that?
No, I think that's probably tops my biggest play. Even though I had a winning touchdown against Centennial, that definitely tops it right there.
You know, the way this team has performed in the postseason, the defense has been the backbone of it, and it certainly was again tonight. You know, You're going to get to play Knox West again. Another shot at a gold ball. How meaningful is it to get that opportunity, and what would it mean to bring a gold ball back?
For this to be my 3rd straight year going, it's amazing. Just being able to have this group of people behind me, supporting me, and we come out here every day and work. We work and work and work. This group of guys, I can't tell you how grateful I am for them, and just come out there and do what they want to do.
Now, I know you don't have them with you. You got them back to the locker room with those Scooby-Doo gloves you were telling me about yesterday.
Yeah.
All right, tell me how you got them, and is there superstition to them?
There is not. My grandfather used to call me Scooby-Doo when I was little, and last year for Christmas, my sister bought them for me. So I'll wear those during 7-on-7 while we're having a little fun. I'll bust them out here and there.
Yeah, congratulations. It's a wild ride. We'll see you in Chattanooga.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Coach, roller coasters usually aren't open this time of year, but y'all were on one that last 90 seconds. Talk me through the emotion of having to go from just finding your first down to end the game to having to play defense one more time.
You know, my heart dropped for Ethan, to be honest with you. I mean, even if we don't get the first down, we put the ball around, and they got about 20 seconds. So, I mean, but my heart dropped for Ethan. You know, you don't want to lose a ball game that way, but our defense went in and just played great. You know, they played great all year. You know, everybody billed this as Mr. Football against Mr. Football, and we played one of the final 3 last week and put them out. We played another one this week and held him down, and, you know, I think it's obvious that Eric Hazard should be Mr. Football.
The play he made with the sack on 3rd down to force the frantic field goal attempt.
Yeah.
How's that going to go down in Paige football history? Is that one of the biggest places?
Well, you know, I'm not going to give him all the credit. Ronan went in. He's played 3 different snaps all year, and it was that last drive. And he went in, and he was the one that got the pressure up the middle and just forced that guy to run around everywhere, and Eric was there to clean up. You know, I just proud of, you know, the whole defense played well all night. You know, they played well all year. They've done a great job. We got to get our act together offensively and figure out what we can do better and finish drives. We moved the ball well tonight, we just didn't finish drives.
Yeah. Knox West again. I mean, you guys have done this song and dance before. What's it going to take to bring it back a gold ball? Is it the 3rd time a charm?
Well, we're going to play a lot better than we did last year. So, I mean, I haven't seen Knox West, but I do know they got athletes. And I think, you know, they probably had some move-ins after winning last year. I mean, no telling, but, you know, we'll look at them and just give our best shot.
Congratulations, Coach. We'll see you in Chattanooga.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Scooby-Doo, where are you? Headed to Chattanooga for another year and another championship shot. Southwind wouldn't have won if it wasn't for those meddling kids, I guess. But the last 90 seconds of this game, the wave of emotions for Paige went from complete euphoria to complete despair to absolute elation in just the blink of an eye, because the way this developed, you know, it's a nightmare scenario where you fumble trying to close the game out, but then your defense, as it had all night, gets the job done.
Yeah, we talked about Southwind's defense these last few weeks. Like I feel like that's what's expected from Paige's defense. Excuse me. That's expected. What's expected from Paige's defense. You know, we talked about who we thought our Mr. Football finalists should be, and Eric Hazard I feel like he sealed the deal for everyone's pick.
Yeah, absolutely. I was a little jealous because of this game. And it turned out I'm glad I went to mine. Don't get me wrong, but that Paige defense, they're worth the price of admission. I mean, Brendan Ains. That surprised me though. What Coach said about putting Ronan O'Connell in there on defense to provide pressure up the middle. He's a beast on offense. I can't imagine what it's like to try to block him on defense as an offensive lineman.
Yeah, could you imagine a 3-4 with Eric Hazard and Brendan Ains and then Ronan O'Connell in the middle? Oh my gosh!
Oh no, I cannot imagine what that would be.
Coach Rathbone, I'm giving you ideas for next week.
Make it happen.
Yeah, I mean, same old story with Paige, right? Defensively, just a juggernaut. One thing, and I think Coach Rathbone will tell you this, offensively, a couple slow weeks against 2 really good teams, of course, with Centennial only scoring 14, winning 14-7, and then, this week winning 10-7. But I can tell you, if they hold Knox West to 7, 3rd time's a charm.
Yeah. The inside running game was a little bit of a struggle last night for Paige. They got a couple of good runs to the edge, And when they did, they broke some big gains, but it was slow. Southwind's defense, give them all the credit in the world too, because I mean they played excellent last night, and that's a team that we're going to be talking about again next year for certain, especially with Perkins coming back as just a sophomore.
Yep.
And can we just talk a minute about the job that Coach Rathbone has done at Page for the last 3 years, getting them there with players coming in and out of the lineup, and it's just been consistently good line play, solid defense. It's just amazing what he's been able to accomplish there at Page.
Yeah, one of the most underrated coaches in the mid-state for sure. And as you mentioned, Scott, all those things fall under one thing though when it comes to football: fundamentals, and they are exceptional at fundamentals.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm glad y'all appreciated my Scooby-Doo references. Apparently Joe didn't. Come on now. Come on. That's all I got to say. No.
Well, Joe is
Eric,
kind of the
if
old.
you're watching the show, break them out for Chattanooga, baby.
Got
Scooby-Doo
to.
wins gold, right? We want to see the Scooby-Doo glove on a gold ball is what we want to see.
Yeah, that'd be a great photo. It would be.
Joe is being old man Jenkins here in this one.
Yeah, I won't go there. All right. Well, let's keep it rolling. Paige Knoxville West Part 2 next week with the late game on Friday night. Knox West 38-3 over Walker Valley.
Yeah, Knox capitalized early on 3 Walker Valley miscues in the first quarter. Walker Valley fumbles twice, and then they have an ill-executed fake punt, and all of a sudden the Rebels are up 21-0. But, make no mistake, they put up 359 yards of total offense, allowed only 121. David Jameson led all rushers with 92 yards. He had a score. Marshawn Bowers had a couple of scores in that game. Knoxville West is going to be a challenge for Page, as they usually are.
Yep, 6 o'clock Central Time on Friday night for Page and Knox West. And Patriots will try for the 3rd time to bring home gold. Knox West going to try to keep him from it. Okay, and Oakland's going to go try to make it a 4-peat. Bradley Central hung tough for a while. This game was tied in the second half, but Oakland in the 4th quarter scored 21 points and put it away 38-17.
Yeah, once again, efficiency, right? 17 yards per completion, 6 yards per offensive snap. The defense, though, Corey Smith with 8 tackles, a sack, a tackle for loss, pass breakups. I mean, their defense played lights out. 3 picks, 2 sacks on the night. Held Boo Carter to 26 net yards rushing.
Yeah, the big difference in the game, though, that, if you watch the game or if you watch the film back, you'll see Bradley had some guys open at times, but the quarterback was having to throw it off his back foot or was, there was pressure, and they only ended up with 2 sacks, but, they were so much heat all night on the quarterback that, and it was Caleb Martin, by the way. He did play for Bradley. But he just had to chuck it up a couple times, and that's how Oakland got their interceptions. Bradley's defense held tough in the first half, kind of gave some challenges. But in the 4th quarter, DeJuan Morris, as Joe put on there a minute ago, DeJuan Morris showed why he should be Mr. Football if it was a full season award, because he may be the best running back in the state right now. His vision, his cutting ability, his physicality, you're not going to get him down with an arm tackle. And if he gets past the linebackers, he's gone. Nobody's catching him.
Yeah. 3 of Oakland's drives were deep in Bear territory thanks to the defense, too, by the way. Second touchdown was set up by Pick at the Bradley 39, the first of their first quarter. 4th quarter touchdowns was an interception, gave them first down to 15. And then their last was a turnover on downs at the Bradley 39. And like you said, Cam, the offense absolutely made Bradley pay for it with Morris running the ball.
Unfortunately, it will not be an all-mid-state final. Brentwood suffers its season-ending loss, a 28-0 shutout at the hands of Houston. Just a troubling 7 or 8 minutes where Brentwood did them in.
Yeah, they couldn't get anything going offensively. They only had 8 first downs, I think, on the night. And if the stats we got are correct, only 3 yards rushing.
That's probably right. Yeah,
Yeah.
back-to-back possessions for the Bruins that they had the ball inside Houston territory, started inside Houston territory. One around midfield that resulted in a turnover on downs inside the 10. And then another one at the Mustang 25-yard line, and it resulted in a missed 42-yard field goal. At the time, the score was 6-0 at both of those possessions. So Brentwood had a couple of opportunities there, but when those didn't go their way, the Mustangs capitalized.
Yeah, we're a bit of trivia on this one, guys. You remember from the other night when I was doing the show from a garage? The owner of that garage, I found out, is a graduate of Houston High School. His wife, my sister, is a graduate of Oakland High School.
Nice
Be
little
a house
segue.
divided.
So
Nice
are they
little
coming to
segue.
Chattanooga for the game?
I don't know. That's South Bend, Indiana, dude. I don't know if they're going to make that trip.
I could probably watch it though. At least it is Oakland and Houston when they kick it off Saturday night, 6 o'clock Central Time down in Chattanooga. Initial thoughts on this matchup, guys?
I'm very intrigued by Houston's defense. Holding Cordero
Mhm.
Walker to 10 points with Germantown, and then shutting out a Brentwood team that had been able to run the ball, but also Baylor Hayes. Oakland doesn't have a Baylor Hayes. Oakland passes the ball well efficiently, but they don't do it a lot. They're quality over quantity when it comes to the passing game, and but can Houston slow down DeJuan Morris? That's the big question.
Yeah.
KJ?
I think Cam hit it. I think that's perfect. Can they slow down DeJuan Morris? I mean, Baylor Hayes has been able to do whatever he wants for the past 13 games, and he got shut out last night. So,
Yeah. This is a very intriguing matchup. I agree with you, both of you. I think that it's going to be very interesting to see if Oakland needs that second part of their game to do anything against Houston, or if the running game with Ashton Jones and DeJuan Morris is enough, and Avery Hainsworth is enough to keep them off balance. So I think it's going to be an intriguing coaching matchup as well.
Joe hit it on the head right here. Slow down DeJuan Morris, then Ashton Jones, and I'm going to add Avery Hainsworth in there. I mean, they've got a third option in that backfield if they need it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now that's a big task, and not only that, Oakland's going to be pretty disciplined on special teams too, and Houston had a couple of kicks missed last night, and you can't do that against a team like Oakland, and they'll make you pay for it.
And like I said, like we mentioned,
that is an excellent point, Chris.
Yeah, Scott had some numbers on it. Oakland's defense, just because they gave up 17, that Oakland defense is still playing great defense right now. So, Houston's going to have to score at least a couple times, I would say, and have to, try to slow down DeJuan Morris. I'm not sure they can. But I will also add, if you're going to get Oakland, you better get them this year.
Yeah, because a lot of that's coming back, and it's going to be better. And that's a scary proposition, and not just 6A, but it's in the entire state. All right, let's take a look back at the Division II brackets. Even though they didn't play last night, they're already set. Single A, 2 o'clock kickoff on Thursday. MTCS and Friendship Christian run it back. Cougars won 16-14 earlier this year, but the Commanders are the defending champs.
Yep, excited. We got the matchup we wanted as Middle Tennessee guys, and Tyson Walcott versus Eli Wilson. Eli Wilson's going to, as Joe said, take the under.
Yeah.
Probably, but who knows? I mean, with the way Tyson Walcott's been running the ball, and Eli Wilson's going to come out kind of ticked off because he was snubbed for Mr. Football. So we may get to see a terrific running back matchup.
I mean, these aren't like Iowa unders. Like they're going to be like in the.
It's not going to be 10-8.
No, I mean, 24 might.
I like in this.
Might be enough to win it.
What would you set the over under at, Chris?
This will be.
I might go 31.
There will be some.
17-14. I mean, it could be that, you know.
If you're saying the over under is 31, I would go over.
Yeah.
I liken this to an old West, old style face off. You know, both guys. Matt from the top rope.
There will be some points scored. Yeah,
by both teams, I would say both teams probably.
Joe's going 32.5. That's a good number too. I like that.
Yeah, I think that Cam, you hit the nail on the head. Middle Tennessee Christian is going to be uber motivated in this game to show off Eli Wilson to the state. I think that Friendship Christian knows that, and they have their they're going to be pushing same thing they've done, Tyson Walcott. So it's going to be very interesting. This is an Old West matchup, and the first one who blinks loses.
Yeah, wild card in this game. He didn't have a factor in the first game. Dante Parker running out of that Wildcat. He's got speed for days, and if he gets to the next level, look out.
Yeah. The morning game on Thursday is Boyd Buchanan CPA. We've mentioned this coaching matchup before. Good with Gary Rankin against Engel Martin.
Yeah. Engel's one of the only coaches to be able to beat Gary Rankin for a state title. And, I'm not going to make no bones about it. I look for him to do it again.
The old guard against the new guard, right?
Yeah. I think this Boyd Buchanan team is probably a year ahead of schedule. But they're there, and they've got a shot.
Yeah, there's talent there. There's a lot of talent there. CPA is going to have to bring their game. They've done it all year, but they're going to have to bring their game. This could be one of the better games of the weekend.
We'll get to kick off with it.
One thing that we talk about how good Gary Rankin is. This is the first time Gary Rankin's had 2 weeks to prepare for a state championship game.
Yep. That's not nothing. Yep. And then the nightcap, Chattanooga's city championship, McCauley and Baylor, and
I cannot wait.
That's going to be something. I'm excited to see the crowd for that one because that's going to be huge.
Yeah, Mike Key said on News Channel 2, 20,000, and wow, if that happens,
first one who wins goes to the diner. This is going to be. I think this is definitely the two teams that deserved to be there. So I think, that being said, this is going to be. This is set up to, and oftentimes we're disappointed with the results, but this is set up to be one of the most exciting matchups of the weekend.
Yep. Definitely. And just a reminder to everybody, once again, we're covering all 9 this year. So follow all of our 615 accounts for sights and sounds of this one.
Yeah. And heaven's sakes, give us oxygen.
Or maybe a trip to the diner. I mean, that would work too. But
that's true.
Yeah. Important announcement. Our Mid-State 48 BlueCross Bowl preview will be Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Central, not on the normal Wednesdays, as we will all be on the road to Chattanooga on Wednesdays. So a night earlier than usual. So make sure you tune in for that. And or don't. You can watch it Wednesday at 7 if you want to. That's the beauty of YouTube. Yeah. But still, we're going to be on 24 hours earlier than normal. So make sure you're ready for that. Okay. You're laughing about something.
Joe. I say that and immediately becomes a blowout.
Yeah. Usually how it works, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Miss you, Joe. Hope your voice comes back soon.
Yeah. He's just looking at the comments. He's all right.
Yeah.
Give him a few more days. He'll be all right to go. I think once we get to Chattanooga, he gets a hold of some wings and he'll be okay.
I was going to say, there's another place downtown that might be able to help him.
It's possible. Yeah. That
sounds good to me.
And they can be arranged, but yeah.
Yep, I'm on board.
That's for our late show.
Yeah. Yeah,
He said peach cobbler.
peach cobbler. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a cobbler truck there last year. Let me tell you, Joe and I both gave it thumbs up.
Well, guys, that's all the damage we can do for a scoreboard show. Let's get some thoughts from y'all before we head out.
You know, nobody really knows this, but this weekend, state championship weekend, is going on my 1 year with 615 Preps. So I want to say thank you to Chris, Scott, Joe, and Cam for giving me a chance, and thank you guys for accepting me. And let's have some good games this weekend.
Yeah, guys, the 18 teams that are going to get to play this week for a state championship, this is what you work for from literally the start of January until December. You work towards this moment, and 9 teams are going to be able to say that they completed their goals, and 9 teams are going to have to go back to the drawing board. But remember, several kids are, making memories that will last a lifetime, and do not, as a fan, do not be a bad part of one of those memories.
Hey, it's a long way to Chattanooga for some of you. It's a little bit longer for others. First things first, be safe going down there. We love that you follow us. We love that the interaction and the banter, and we want you around. So take care going down there. We would miss you if you're gone. Believe me. And so enjoy, have fun. Stop and say hi if you see us, or stop us and say hi. We love to hear from you guys. But most of all, enjoy the weekend. Drive safe there, drive safe back, and have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.
We talk about after these playoff games about picking players up, and these guys have talked about that several times during this playoff run. Saw a good example of that last night at Paige. Several of the Paige players picking up Southwind players after that game ended, and just a heartbreaking fashion for Southwind, and the respect and the sportsmanship that was shown on both sides was awesome to see, and that's what it's all about. You want to play a great game, you want to do it the right way, and you want to have the sportsmanship in class that is worthy of being in this area and playing football here. And certainly wanted to make note of that, and shout out to both sides, Paige and Southwind, both for putting on a fantastic football game and doing it the right way. And can't be any better than that. Excited for this week. Excited to see who can get these gold balls, and some of the new memories that are going to be made in these state championship games. It's been a season it's been kind of weird at times, but it's gone by quickly, and we're at the end of it. So let's certainly enjoy this next week coming up, and have a lot of fun doing it, because we've had a lot of fun doing it this year, and not many more of these shows left. But I want to say thank you to everyone that has supported us in this, now our 5th season, and it's been a lot. And we've got some more things coming. I kind of teased an announcement that we're going to make Tuesday night about the future of 615 Preps, and I hope you guys will stick around to hear that, because I think you're going to like it. But that's all the time that we've got for the 615 Preps Scoreboard on this fine Saturday morning. It's nice and chilly outside. I think I'll go take a walk for a little bit and then settle in for some college football. Hope you all have a great weekend. We will see you Tuesday night. Remember, Tuesday night, 7 p.m. live here on our YouTube channel, on Facebook, on the X platform, and on Twitch as well. So for Cam, Scott, KJ, and Joe, who's lurking in the comments, I'm Chris. We'll see you guys next time. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.